All right, today we're going to do Bristol-Myers Squibb. Bristol-Myers is a nice drug company. They recently, 2019, acquired Celgene Corporation for $74 billion. So they're one of the bigger drug companies out there in the world. I know they're in the top 10. They do a lot of cancer research and come out with a lot of cancer drugs. They have some phenomenal drugs. They're going to start collecting, they've already started collecting a lot of revenue from Revlimid, which was the biggest revenue driver for Celgene Corporation. So let's see what Bristol Myers is doing. It's something that has it's always on my radar. I like Bristol Myers. I believe they pay an okay dividend. I haven't checked in a long time, but let's see what we got. I expected more things out of Bristol Myers after the acquisition of Celgene Corporation. So let's kind of see what they have done. And of course, we're going to go from a long-term perspective first, then we're going to go over to a short-term, then we're going to go to day trade, and we'll do a general review at the end. So before we get started, I want to mention that I'm going to be doing a seminar this coming Saturday at 1 o'clock Eastern Time, and it's going to be all about shorting stocks. And if you are interested in chart reading, you need to be able to short because we need to make money going up just as easy as we make money going down. So that's what it's going to be all about. It's going to be for the Mo's Muscles Patreon level tier as well as the Pulse Super Shorts. It's going to be live. You can ask me any questions that you have. It's also going to be archived for those top tier members. So hop into my tier or Paul's tier, and we'll teach you guys how to short some stocks. So let's get started here. So Bristol Myers is a company where we are in a downtrend right now. We've completely moved through the sweet spot, and right now we are just kind of on the bottom. So this is more or less what I like to call a dog stock. It's just kind of coasting on the bottom and not really doing anything, just bouncing in a little consolidated area over here, as we can see on the daily chart. It has a support line right here, and you can see that it kind of is stuck there at that 60 buck area and it won't drop through. So this is technically still a short because we are definitely on the bottom of our stochastic, out of the sweet spot. It's oversold. It has rebounded a little bit, but this, of course, is a snapback because we're still red line under yellow line. And this is when people start saying, oh my God, I gotta get out of my short because the stock price is going up. Well, the trend is still down here. This is what matters. The trend is your friend. You need to drive that into your head. The trend is your friend. Now, this may be a little bit different because we are so oversold and it is snapping back. This is when you do want to use some caution. And what I would say is if I was you, I would probably be taking some profits on this if I did own this stock, if you are short on it. Take profits if you are short on it. So what would I do? If this was me, what I would do is throw one tracker share on for a long position. So I would buy one share, $61.19, and just let it go, and it's going to stay in my portfolio, and I'm just going to keep watching it for as long as it takes for this red line to swing up into the sweet spot and for me to get a good run to the positive direction. So that's how I would play this thing long term. Buy a tracker share. If this thing drops and just keeps going and going and it goes to $40, okay, so you quote unquote lose $20 a share, but you will, when that thing sweeps into the sweet spot, right when it gets in there with a good buy signal, you'll be able to go in there, add a lot more shares, and of course you'll make your $20 back relatively quickly. So that's what I would do from a long-term perspective. This is a very interesting one because we do not see a lot of dog stocks out there today just because everything is up. This is a nice dog that we can keep our eye on. So let's go over to a daily chart and see how to trade this thing. My problem, first thing that I see is I just see all this crap right here. That is a lot of resistance, a lot of support. It's just a big mess. So we hit a support line of $59.88. And as you can see, it's hit that a couple times. Even if we go over here to the long-term chart, over the past 3 months, it's hit it a couple times and just kind of hovered. The problem I'm seeing is that we're going right through the 200-day moving average. Let me zoom in here so you can see it a little bit better. So this white line is the 200-day moving average, of course. And we are right at the price of the 200-day moving average. It tried to get through that, and it tried to touch the 100-day moving average today, and you can see it has this little wick, and it dropped right back down. It also has a resistance line at $61.30. So this has a lot of stuff to go through. Looking at the short side, you have a support line here at $59.88. So you're just kind of bouncing right here. Our trend is starting to turn up on us a little bit towards the sweet spot. We're getting some decent buying volume. If it's me, I'm out there and I'm looking for a different stock. This is way too complicated to trade right now over for a swing trade. Just because you have so much resistance and support, you're kind of range bound and consolidating. It's not something that I would go in and trade on a 3 to 5 day basis. Rather, I would go and do some kind of day trade if I really wanted to, for some reason, trade with Bristol-Myers. So let's go over the daily chart. The day trading chart and see how this thing is going. It actually had a pretty beautiful run this morning. Our stochastic was over 80% for, say, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 2 hours. It was over 80%. We had some nice engulfing candlesticks. So we opened up this morning down here, had a little bit of a run. Stock price pulled back on us, and it finished at the top of the candle, which is great. A little doji here would not have added. This is where I would have added, because this candle would have been filled out for me in that 15-minute period at just after 10 o'clock this morning. So that's when I would have been adding. And of course, I had good buying volume, and my stochastic was up over 80%. It got to be over 80% to do day trades if you're buying long. If you're short, you got to be under 20%. So that would have been a nice addition on this engulfment. Second nice addition here. Third nice addition here. Now, when do we sell? The question for a day trade is always, when do I get out of this thing? You get out of this thing when your stock price drops below, when your stochastic line drops below 80%, just like I told you. And that's what we started to see here. Look how we had 6 periods of 15 minutes with great buying volume, and then people said, okay, I'm day trading this, I'm going to get out of this, and they started to sell, started to take their profits off the table. That's when we started getting some selling volume. We dropped below 80% on our stochastic, and we've been down ever since. So this is a great example of how to make a day trade and when to take profits. It's all about, when you're going long on a position, it's all about being over that 80% line. Right when you drop below that 80% line, do not get greedy, get out of the stock. Worst case scenario, you sell it, it pops up over 80%, you go in and buy it again. No big deal. You may miss out on a couple of cents per share. But that's it for Bristol-Myers. So this is a very interesting company. They do a lot of great research. My concern from I'm just going to go into a value standpoint, because I don't know, some people know, some people don't. I had a hedge fund that I managed that was all pharmaceutical stock. So we've done a lot of things with a lot of these different companies. So with Bristol-Myers, my concern is that they've gotten too big for their own good after acquiring Celgene. They are still a good company, but it's just maybe it's too many cooks in the kitchen at this point. So let's see what happens over time. I know that their drug development is still going to be there. I know their great partnerships are still going to be there. My concern is that too many executives get in the kitchen, and we have some kind of issues that are going to bog it down. One more thing I just wanted to show you before I get off. We are starting to get a little bit of buying volume here. Our stochastic is slightly turning up towards this 80% area, but I'm not getting these nice engulfing candlesticks that I need. Also, my Bollinger Bands, these white bands, are kind of closing in on me, which is not a good thing. Of course, they can open up at any second, but it's going to take some volume bars like this as compared to these little short, dinky volume bars that are not going to drive the price higher and higher. But we'll see. Keep an eye on it. That's it for today. Have a great day, and I will see you guys in the shorting seminar at 1 o'clock today. Have a great day.